Man, the 70s had the best music, didn't it? Even if you didn't grow up listening to early Springsteen on your transistor radio, every generation eventually learns the power of the 70s. And some of those rockers are still rocking, while others are sipping tea in their rocking chairs. So today we're doing a round 2 of our 1970s musical legends, then, and more importantly, now. So what the heck happened to the heartthrobbiest of heartthrobs, Bobby Sherman? Is Suzi Quatro still squeezing into those leather get-ups, or does she have a more relaxed look nowadays, maybe with some Crocs? We wanted to know, so we found out. Let's revisit our favorite 70s musical legends and catch up with them in 2025. Marie Osmond. This famous brother-sister duo in the 70s at the height of their pop culture reign. Marie Osmond may have been part of the squeaky clean Osmond clan, but her journey was anything but clean and easy. With her signature voice and bubbly charm, she won over audiences with Paper Roses and her great duets with Donnie on their hit variety show. She seemed to have the perfect showbiz life, always smiling, always polished, but behind the scenes, she faced real struggles that the cameras never showed. Here's Marie today, chatting with Drew Barrymore and using her platform to talk about those issues she struggled with, mainly body image and self-confidence. Despite battling postpartum depression and enduring the heartbreaking loss of her son back in 2010, Marie never let tragedy define her. These days, in signature Marie Osmond fashion, she's still glowing, still singing, and still rocking that famous brunette hair. Though she's been known to switch things up with a wig or two, always beautiful though. She recently wrapped up her long-running Las Vegas residency, to which she said, quote, "It's been an incredible journey performing here, and the energy from the audience is something I'll always treasure." Marie's also a fine businesswoman, venturing into the world of fitness with her product, The Body Gym.
Take your bar, you step on it with 1 foot. Okay, 1 foot.
It's a portable resistance band system, or as Marie puts it, the Body Gym is like having a home gym in your hands. In the realm of beauty, Marie also has become a part owner of the skincare line MD Complete. Osmond's still a little bit country, primarily living in Nashville because of its vibrant music scene. Most importantly though, she has a rumored new album for 2025, proving that some stars never fade, they just keep shining. Christopher Cross. Now here's a guy who always had that relaxed look and casual style that's actually kinda come full circle and is in again. But Christopher Cross was on top of the world in the late 70s and early 80s. Sailing and Arthur's Theme were just freaking awesome, earning him a record-breaking 5 Grammys in just one night. Oh, the canvas can do miracles. Just you wait and see. His smooth, heartfelt ballads helped define the soft rock era. But then came MTV, and suddenly music was about image as much as sound. Cross just wasn't very flashy and kinda backed away from the spotlight. The decades have come and gone, but Chris looks pretty happy in this recent shot with his sweetheart. Good for you, Chris, good for you. Though he never reached those same heights again, Cross never stopped doing what he loved. He had a bad case of that global flu in 2020, and it actually led to Guillain-Barré syndrome. But Cross demonstrated resilience, returning to the stage, and in 2022, he celebrated his 40th anniversary in the industry with a concert tour that had fans reminiscing. Cross has 2 children, Madison and Rain, from his second marriage, and in 2011 he moved to Austin, Texas to be closer to his kids who had taken roots there. Hey, not a bad music scene for Christopher Cross to be sailing around in, huh? This dude is a true 70s star and has proved that the winds may change, but true artistry remains steadfast. Stevie Nicks. Stevie Nicks, the ethereal songstress who once twirled in shawls and sang of mystical lands. She wasn't just a singer, she was a force of nature. But Fleetwood Mac wasn't just about the music, it was a soap opera set to a rock and roll soundtrack. Have you any dreams you'd like to say? The love triangles, the breakups, the passion, it was all tangled up in their songs, making every album feel like a window into their chaos. But looking at her today, she definitely did not let that chaos age her faster, cause she looks great. But Stevie didn't just survive, she thrived. Her solo career took off, proving she didn't need the band to be a legend. She battled addiction, she went to rehab. She privately faced heartbreaks that the world never even knew about, including a difficult secret abortion that shaped her path. And through it all, she never lost her magic. Despite the profound loss of her band big sister, Christine McVie, in 2022, Nyx's spirit remains unyielding. She mainly lives in Santa Monica, California, and finds inspiration in the crashing waves, often writing in her journal or composing at the piano. Nyx has written in that journal nearly every day since her tenure in Fleetwood Mac began, stating, quote, "I like to tell all my fairy goddaughters and my niece that when I'm gone, they can sit on the floor and go through all these journals and they can walk through my life." I mean, can I? I'd like to do that. Stevie is a lover of luxury and comfort. She has a penchant for cashmere blankets, a passion dating back to 1977. She recently gifted one to NFL star and famed special Swiftie Travis Kelce because Stevie is a very good friend of Taylor Swift. Stevie's daily life is a blend of creativity and reflection, immersed in music, writing, and the serene ambiance of her coastal residence. What else could you really ask for? Bobby Sherman. This guy knew how to own the stage every time he was on it. Just look at him during this 70s performance.
What do you see when you're walking down a busy street?
Bobby Sherman was the teen idol of the late 60s and early 70s, with hits like Julie, Do You Love Me, and roles in shows like Here Comes the Brides. He seemed destined for a very long career in Hollywood, but while many of his peers fought to hold on to that spotlight, Bobby did something almost unheard of. He walked away. And, now he shares the stage with his sweetheart, Bridget. Instead of chasing fame, Bobby found a new calling, becoming a paramedic and later a deputy sheriff with the LA Police Department. He used that work to establish the Bobby Sherman Volunteer EMT Foundation. Bobby still resides in Los Angeles, and interestingly, he built a 1/5 scale model of Disneyland's Main Street in his yard, which I guess is a testament to his love for creativity.
Ain't nothing in this world I couldn't do.
Though he mostly stays out of the public eye, his journey from teen idol to dedicated public servant continues to inspire. Elton John. Throughout the 70s, there was Elton John fashion and then everyone else. Elton John was larger than life in the 70s, and he knew it. He turned rock and roll into pure theater. Rocket Man, Benny and the Jets, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. Every song a masterpiece. Every performance an event. But behind the wild costumes and electric energy, Elton was fighting his own battles, struggling with addiction while navigating an industry that wasn't always kind to those who didn't fit the mold. Surely he's slowed down now though, right? Of course not. Here's a promo shot from his farewell tour that might be one of many, you know? But if there's one thing about Elton, it's that he never backs down. He got sober, came out as one of music's most influential LGBTQ+ figures, and kept making music that mattered. Now, in 2025, he's officially retired from touring. But let's be honest, Elton John never really stops. He lives in the serene English estate Woodside, reflecting a tranquil retreat amidst his vibrant career. Elton John's also a longtime tennis enthusiast, so he co-hosts an annual Pro-Am event with Billie Jean King to benefit AIDS charities. Notably, the Elton John AIDS Foundation. Yeah, Elton John is the man. Even at a slower pace nowadays since he's 78 years young. Cheers, Elton, cheers. Bruce Springsteen. The Boss definitely embraced that rugged, rough-around-the-edges look that was going around back then. You know, like a guy who constantly walks around the Lower East Side smoking a cig. You might think that a man who works as hard as Bruce would slow down. I mean, on stage, nobody works harder. His marathon concerts became the stuff of legend. proving that for the boss, it was always about the fans, the music, and the message. And a blast. I think he always had a blast. And to no one's surprise, he is still rocking on, like in this shot from spring 2024 in Cardiff. Not bad at all. Unlike many of his rock peers, Bruce never burned out. No drug scandals, no wild breakdowns, just decades of storytelling and relentless touring. Now in his 70s, he has still got it, still playing to packed crowds, proving that passion and hard work never go out of style. For Bruce, rock and roll was never about excess, it was about truth, and that's why he is still around spreading it. Leo Sayer. Now here's a singer who knew what was in and embraced it with style. Leo Sayer lit up the 70s with his infectious energy and feel-good hits. You Make Me Feel Like Dancing and When I Need You, they weren't just chart toppers. They were pure pop perfection with just the right amount of disco flair. With his curly hair and boundless stage presence, he became a staple of the era, always delivering upbeat, crowd-pleasing performances. Jump ahead to today, and he's still got that awesome hair, though sadly this photo was from a health scare just a few years ago, but that positive attitude never went away. Decades later, he resides in New South Wales, Australia with his wife Donatella. In his later 70s now, he still tours internationally. He performs at music festivals such as the Meredith Music Festival in December of 2024. And thankfully, he dodged a bankruptcy bullet when his former manager Adam Faith mismanaged a large portion of Leo's estate. Luckily, he's still in a comfortable financial position, reportedly maintaining a bank balance of £1.2 million. And for all my Big Brother fans, I'm sorry, as he reflected on his time on Celebrity Big Brother UK as akin to being in a blank cult. But for all Leo fans, get excited. He has a 2025 European tour still going on, so check him out if you're near any of his destinations. I would if I could. David Essex. Man, if you wanted the most 70s hair imaginable, look no further. He's got a bit of Cassidy in that, you know. David Essex had that effortless cool, the kind that made teenage fans swoon and sent rock on straight up the charts. With his smoldering looks and laid-back charm, he found success not just in music, but also in acting, from stage to the big screen. Now, time has definitely changed Essex and turned that black hair white, but he did add a slick goatee, and he still looks mighty handsome. Essex built a steady, lasting career, and he is still at it too. In fall of 2024, he embarked on a 20-date UK tour, culminating at London's Palladium. He may not have been one of the most dramatic rock stars of his era, but he is one of the few still doing what he loves, even decades later.
The way he talking is a disgrace.
Suzi Quatro. Here's another candidate for a lot of people's first crush. Suzi Quatro was just the epitome of cool in everything she did. Long before women in leather and guitars became the norm, she was out there proving that rock wasn't just a boys' club. With Can the Can and Devil Gate Drive, she tore up the charts, wielding her bass like a weapon and paving the way for every female rocker who came after. Now here's a great shot from her 70th birthday just a few years ago. Yeah, she looks different, but she just looks the same too. Ready to rock, and that's pretty awesome. I love that the leather didn't age. Unlike many of her wild rock peers, Suzi kept her personal life relatively low-key. No tabloid scandals, no dramatic feuds. Just decades of making music and doing what she loves, and she hasn't really slowed down. Suzi just wrapped up a 40-date tour across Australia, thrilling fans from Melbourne to Sydney. Melbourne actually holds a very special place in her heart, as she recalls arriving back in 1974 and being greeted by Hell's Angels bikers, receiving a custom-made leather bikini from the fans. I know, just awesome.
Here we stand like a couple of fools and a racing song.
When she's not touring, Suzi splits her time between Essex, England, Hamburg, Germany, and occasionally Detroit. She still enjoys songwriting, often penning tracks at her piano, and she also engages with her fans through her own YouTube channel, which only has like 67,000 followers when we made this video, which is crazy. Because the Leather Tuscadero is uploading like personal videos of her in her study, rocking the bass. Check it out, it's pretty awesome. Tony Orlando and Dawn. Man, he looks like something from another time. Oh yeah, I guess he is. Tony Orlando and Dawn were the definition of feel-good 70s pop, with Tie a Yellow Ribbon Around the Old Oak Tree and Knock 3 Times. They dominated the airwaves with catchy, upbeat tunes. Hey, I'm glad Tony kept the stash around, but boy, he looks great.
This life will be sweeter, and it says so in my...
After an incredible 64-year career, Tony hung up his touring boots in 2024, bidding farewell to the road as he approached his 80th. But he's not retiring from the spotlight. In 2020, he launched Saturday Nights with Tony Orlando, a radio show on New York's 77 WABC, where he spins classic tunes and shares stories from his groovy past. He's also got new projects like a book and exploring opportunities in film and Broadway. This dude just doesn't slow down, it seems. As for the main backing duo behind Tony, Dawn was made up of Thelma Hopkins and Joyce Vincent Wilson.
If the answer is no...
Now Hopkins is 76 years old and is actually acting more than singing nowadays. In 2014, she played Martin Lawrence's mother on the FX sitcom Partners. And in May 2021, it was announced that Hopkins had been cast as Denise in The Young and the Restless. Meanwhile, Joyce Wilson, who once was considered as a replacement in an official grouping of the Supremes following Mary Wilson's departure, has since circled back to that missed opportunity. You see, she joined the former Ladies of the Supremes group. And even today, at 78 years old, she's still touring with those supremely talented gals. Tony Orlando and Dawn, thanks for the tunes. Thanks for the memories. Don McLean. Don McLean, remember him? The troubadour who turned American Pie into an anthem. But before that fame, he was just a young man from New Rochelle, New York, who was gutted the day he found out the music died, along with Buddy Holly and company. Don McLean gave us one of the most analyzed songs in rock history with American Pie. The cryptic lyrics, the haunting melody. It wasn't just a hit, it was a cultural moment. Now, time definitely changed Don McLean, but hey, that's aging, ain't it? When he's not touring, Don splits his time between the US and Europe. McLean has a deep appreciation for art and culture. His song Vincent reflects his admiration for the painter Vincent van Gogh. Additionally, McLean has expressed concern for fellow artist Taylor Swift, highlighting the pressures of fame and the importance of finding personal happiness. Oh wow, another famous Swiftie on this list. Don McLean has never chased controversy. He just keeps on doing what he does best, playing music.
But I can't face that girl again.
He may have written about the day the music died, but his own place in rock history is very much alive. Randy Newman. Randy Newman, who had that distinctive dark tousled hair and always dressed in a casual yet polished style. He did reflect the laid-back intellectual vibe of the early 70s music scene. Randy Newman, with his sharp wit and unmistakable voice, gave us some gems. I'm talking Short People and I Love LA. Songs that were as clever as they were catchy. But beyond the quirky hits, he also has crafted unforgettable songs for Pixar classics. We're talking Toy Story and Monsters, Inc. His ability to blend humor, heart, and satire seriously set him apart. Not just as a songwriter, but as a true storyteller. He's kind of like Leonard Cohen mixed with Weird Al Yankovic, just an insane talent. Jump ahead to this recent performance. Newman's look has evolved into a more refined and distinguished style, sporting gray hair, glasses, and a more reserved yet approachable demeanor. Nowadays, Randy lives in LA and enjoys a rich tapestry of hobbies. He's an avid collector of rare books and a lover of classic cinema.
Rough ahead in your miles and miles from your nice warm bed.
Despite his legendary status, he maintains a low-key lifestyle, cherishing time with family and close friends. No wild scandals, no dramatic headlines, just a man who proves that a great melody and a sharp mind never go out of style. John Fogerty. John Fogerty, with his rugged, youthful appearance that matched his energetic stage presence during the height of CCR's success. He didn't have the wildest outfits or the craziest look, but one look at this concert and you know he always knew how to command a room. John Fogerty's raspy voice and swampy riffs powered classics like Fortunate Son, Bad Moon Rising, and Proud Mary. Creedence burned bright and fast, churning out hit after hit in just a few years before it all fell apart. But unlike most band breakups, Fogerty's fight wasn't just personal, it was legal. He spent years locked in a bitter battle over ownership of his own music, even getting sued for sounding too much like himself. Happy to say he seems to be doing well from his candid and more professional shots here. But Fogerty never backed down. After decades of legal red tape, he finally reclaimed the rights to his own songs, a victory that was long overdue. And John continues to ignite stages worldwide. In 2025, he is gracing festivals like the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival in April. And he's just continuing that throughout the summer. John Fogerty, a legend whose music continues to inspire and energize audiences around the globe. Annie Fried Lyngstad. Another dancing queen and the embodiment of 70s dreamy aesthetics. The costumes always wild, the hair always gravity-defying, a cascade of dark, curly hair and expressive eyes. Annie Fried Lyngstad, known as Frida, was the cool, elegant half of ABBA's females, with her rich voice adding depth to some of the most beloved pop songs of all time. Whether it was Fernando, Knowing Me, Knowing You, or The Winner Takes It All, she brought a sophistication that helped cement ABBA's legendary status. Unlike Agnetha, Frida has remained rather private over the years. And if you didn't catch our first round of 70s musical legends revisited, well, Agnetha is in that first group, so check it out next. But however private Frida is, she has to participate in the ABBA-related projects, including the ABBA Voyage virtual concerts, ensuring that the band's magic, it just lives on. Nowadays, Frida resides in Switzerland and enjoys gardening, reading, and spending time with the family. And for all the sparkle she's endured over her legendary career, I'd say she has certainly earned it. Those were the 70s icons, the rockers and singers who made our youth unforgettable. From triumphant comebacks to quiet retirements, scandals that shook their careers to life-changing health battles. These 70s legends have walked in so many different paths. But enough for me, it is time to hear from you, the fans. Which of these artists had the biggest impact on your youth? Which albums did you have? Have you seen any of them perform live? Please share your stories, we want to know all about it. Let's get the conversation going in the comments below, because here at Do You Remember, we're nothing without you. So thank you for taking this trip down memory lane with me. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to hit that little thumbs up icon. It really helps our channel grow. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss a moment of nostalgia. And most importantly, from all of us here at Do You Remember, thank you so much for watching, and we hope you have a fantastic rockin' day. Peace.